on the scales, King Ryan Garcia. 146.8 pounds for
147 pounds. We know how big you are. How much better are you feeling right now?
Much better. You know, this is the weight class I belong in. This is the one I feel the most comfortable, so excited to start my journey at 147.
The official weigh-ins and final stare-down for Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barios concluded in Las Vegas, with both combatants successfully hitting their marks ahead of tomorrow's showdown at T-Mobile Arena. Barrios stepped on the scales at precisely 147 pounds, displaying excellent conditioning, while Garcia registered 146.8 pounds in what appeared to be outstanding physical form.
I mean, I'm not going to give too much energy into that. You know, he likes to talk a lot, but at the end of the day...
Barrios!
The confrontation was electric, as both men traded verbal jabs and locked eyes for almost 60 seconds before officials intervened to separate them. The animosity was palpable, and tomorrow's contest promises fireworks. But with the weigh-ins complete, the focus shifts to what truly counts, as several prominent boxing figures have shared their fight predictions that are creating serious buzz throughout the sport.
Yeah.
I think he sleeps, Ryan.
Late? I'm thinking Ryan's winning early, and then...
I think that too. I think Ryan's going to come out winning, and I think that he's going to be taller, longer.
Hey, who do you think is going to win in the fight, Ryan Garcia or Mario Barios?
I think Ryan Garcia, bro. Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah.
And I think this is his chance, you know? I hope he's working hard because this is...
He is, bro.
Yeah,
he is.
okay. Because this is his chance to be a world champion.
Terrence Crawford, widely regarded as one of boxing's premier voices, recently shared his perspective on this clash, catching many off guard with his assessment. Crawford stated directly to media outlets that Ryan's hand speed would prove overwhelming for Barrios, reminding everyone how lightning-quick Garcia's combinations become when he's mentally dialed in, suggesting that a focused Ryan similar to his Haney performance would spell trouble for Barrios all evening long.
Come to fight, and it's going to give a fun, fan-friendly fight. May the best man win.
This backing from someone many view as the sport's top pound-for-pound talent holds tremendous significance. Crawford has faced elite welterweights throughout his championship reign, making his observation about Ryan's speed advantage particularly noteworthy. However, Crawford also issued a crucial caveat about whether Ryan could sustain that velocity across 12 complete rounds at 147 pounds, highlighting the weight class adjustment as an underestimated factor. Crawford provided specific insights about potential momentum swings, explaining that Ryan seizing the opening 4 to 5 rounds decisively would create an insurmountable deficit for Barrios, while Barrios surviving the early assault and staying competitive through 6 rounds would set up compelling championship round drama. This comprehensive analysis demonstrates Crawford's thorough study of the matchup dynamics. Meanwhile, Gervonta Davis delivered commentary that absolutely rocked the boxing community.
And when you fought Ryan, it was the catch weight, right? So he was drained.
Bro, he was in more shape. If you go look at the fight and how the fight was, he was in more shape. Niggas saying I drank, no I did not. He was eating the day before.
Davis declared emphatically that Barrios would halt Ryan, drawing from his personal ring experience with Garcia to assert that Ryan's power wouldn't transfer effectively to 147 pounds as anticipated. This carries enormous significance since Tank remains the sole professional opponent to stop Ryan Garcia, giving Davis unique insight into Ryan's capabilities and limitations when suggesting they'd prove insufficient against a naturally larger welterweight like Barrios. Davis elaborated that Ryan's signature left hook loses its devastating impact when facing opponents who walk around at 165 to 170 pounds, predicting Barrios would absorb the shots and systematically break Ryan down. Tank referenced Ryan's previous bout against Rolly Romero, where Ryan suffered a decision loss after being dropped.
We had a media workout. He was eating at his media workout, bro. I wasn't even eating at my media workout. You get what I'm saying? It just, he tricked the people like, yeah, I'm draining. No, you wasn't. I just made him have to work harder than what you seen when he fought Devin?
Rowley provided the tactical blueprint showing Ryan's vulnerability to getting caught and hurt, with Davis emphasizing that welterweight punchers like Barrios deliver significantly harder shots than Romero, making the consequences of getting tagged cleanly much more severe. Davis escalated his prediction by specifically calling for a Barrios stoppage in rounds 9 or 10, timing it with Ryan's anticipated conditioning decline at the heavier weight class when Barrios would unleash power combinations that Garcia couldn't withstand. This detailed stoppage forecast from the man who previously knocked Ryan unconscious has many questioning whether Garcia's offensive arsenal will prove effective at this division.
I mean, if he be able to slip the hook, he could be able to go ahead and...
So you're not buying the PED stuff? You think that was a legit?
Shakur Stevenson emerged with a completely contrasting viewpoint that has ignited passionate fan debates across social media platforms. Stevenson confidently declared that people were underestimating Ryan, predicting Garcia would score a devastating knockout victory over Barrios, while reminding everyone that Ryan dropped Devon Haney 3 times despite Devon's elite defensive reputation, noting that Barrios lacks both Devon's mobility and defensive sophistication. Shakur pinpointed round 7 for his knockout prediction, explaining that Barrios would begin tiring from applying constant pressure, creating the perfect opportunity for Ryan to land cleanly and decisively.
It'll be a lot of excitement to that fight. It's a big money fight. Ryan Garcia is somebody that comes in there, you never know which version of him is going to show up. So if the good version of him show up, he gets spanked. If the bad version of him show up, he gets spanked.
Stevenson detailed his strategic reasoning by explaining that Barrios would aggressively pursue his size advantage, but this forward approach perfectly suits Ryan's counterpunching strengths, predicting that when Barrios commits to offensive combinations, Ryan would time his left hook to perfection for a fight-ending sequence. This bold forecast from someone with Shakur's boxing intelligence and skill level has caused significant reconsideration of the fight's potential outcomes. Devon Haney finally addressed this matchup publicly, delivering characteristically harsh commentary about his former opponent.
I couldn't believe that a guy like, no disrespect to Ryan, but I felt like I was levels above him. I couldn't believe that a guy like Ryan could beat me. I trained super hard. I was super disciplined. He did everything wrong. I did everything right. So I was just like...
Haney stated bluntly his desire to see Barrios knock Ryan out, referencing their contentious fight aftermath while expressing hope that Garcia receives his comeuppance. However, Haney also provided technical analysis beyond personal emotions, emphasizing Barrios' advantages in size, strength, and welterweight experience while noting Ryan's struggles against Rolly Romero, questioning how Garcia would handle a superior opponent like Barrios. Haney continued dissecting Ryan's recurring pattern of disrespecting opponents' power until suffering consequences, citing the Tank knockout and Rolly decision loss as examples of carelessness that could prove catastrophic against Barrios.
That weight is definitely hard for both of them to make. We got to see, who left it all in the gym or who's fresh on that night, and I think that's what's going to determine the winner.
This assessment from someone who shared the ring with Ryan carries substantial credibility, despite obvious personal bias influencing the commentary. Canelo Alvarez offered his prediction, surprising many with the Mexican superstar's measured analysis of both fighters' chances in what he expects will be an all-out war. Canelo acknowledged both men's punching power and fighting heart, while giving Barrios the edge due to his natural welterweight status, anticipating that Ryan would encounter size-related problems in later rounds.
All Ryan has is the left hook. You know him very well. What other weapons does Ryan have?
He's a very talented fighter, so he needs to be very careful with Ryan because he's a strong and very fast fighter.
Canelo provided crucial tactical insight, suggesting that Ryan's path to victory required eliminating Barrios within the first 6 rounds, as extending into championship rounds would allow Barrios' size and natural weight advantages to become decisive factors. Canelo explained that naturally bigger fighters who properly hydrate at 147 pounds generate more impactful punches, predicting Ryan would feel every Barrios shot with accumulated damage becoming overwhelming by rounds 8 or 9. This assessment frames the contest as a race against time for Garcia to inflict early damage before physical disadvantages compound. Timothy Bradley delivered perhaps the most comprehensive analysis from any professional commentator covering this bout.
There's not a far-gone conclusion that Ryan can take out a guy like Barrios, man. Barrios is experienced. I don't give a damn what anybody says. He got a lot of experience, man. He got the best resume at 147 pounds, right? He's a champion. You know what I mean? He's been in the ring with Tank Davis as well. He's been in the ring.
Bradley predicted a Barrios unanimous decision victory, explaining that Ryan had never demonstrated the ability to maintain high work rates across 12 rounds at welterweight, while Barrios would utilize his jab effectively, control fighting distance, and force Garcia into constant activity throughout every moment of competition. Bradley's technical breakdown highlighted Ryan's persistent defensive flaws, including his tendency to pull straight back and poor lateral foot movement, suggesting these vulnerabilities would be severely exposed against Barrios' lengthy jab and superior ring intelligence. Bradley provided round-by-round scoring predictions, allocating rounds 1 through 4 to Ryan based on speed and activity, rounds 5 through 8 as competitive with Barrios gaining control, and rounds 9 through 12 belonging entirely to Barrios as Ryan fades and size advantages become overwhelming.
Who else was the guy he been in the ring with that was a big
Pacquiao
name?
recently, obviously.
Pacquiao recently, and there was another one.
Thurman, was it Thurman?
Yeah, Keith one-time Thurman. So I mean, he felt resistance. He felt resistance at every single level, right? You know, even with the southpaw. So I mean, you got a guy like Garcia.
This detailed analysis from someone known for exceptional technical skills during his championship career has earned widespread expert agreement. Errol Spence Jr. surprised many by completely contradicting conventional wisdom with his confident Ryan Garcia endorsement. Spence declared that Ryan would win more easily than expected, describing Barrios as perfectly suited for Garcia's strength since Mario comes forward without exceptional head movement while leaving himself vulnerable to countershots that play directly into Ryan's left hook wheelhouse. Spence predicted a Ryan stoppage within 8 rounds, arguing that Garcia's power would successfully translate to 147 pounds due to proper weight training and frame development, distinguishing this version from his 135-pound incarnation.
What have you been telling him to keep him grounded in this situation?
Just stay focused, keep working, and stay dedicated to your craft, and don't let his antics, get under your skin. Because that's what he's trying to do. So just stay focused, and I feel like he can come on top. He just stay focused, stay hungry, and realize that.
Spence explained his confidence in Ryan's power retention by highlighting Garcia's specific welterweight preparation, strength and conditioning work, and natural frame support for additional weight, predicting that Ryan's left hook would produce similar devastating effects against Barrios as it did against Haney. This endorsement from Spence, whose entire prime occurred at welterweight with intimate knowledge of 147-pound success requirements, has significantly boosted Garcia supporter confidence approaching fight night. Keith Thurman contributed thoughtful analysis, showing deep study of both competitors' strengths and weaknesses.
He got back-to-back draws. That's a history in the making, not an entertaining one, but it's history in the making. Draw and, so let's see if Ryan can, beat him. And then, like I said, they're all lightweights moving up. So then if they were to ever try to see us at 54, then they're playing with fire once again.
Thurman described this as a pick'em fight, while leaning toward Barrios by split decision, expecting Ryan to capture early rounds through speed and activity before Barrios rallied strongly in the fight's second half. Thurman identified rounds 7 through 10 as the determining sequence when Ryan would begin feeling size disadvantages and Barrios' welterweight experience would prove decisive. Thurman even projected specific judge scorecards, predicting one judge favoring Ryan 115-113, while 2 others scored for Barrios 115-113 and 116-112 respectively, emphasizing the competitive nature while giving Barrios enough edge for victory.
Okay, and so you think Ryan's got a bigger punch than that? Bigger punch than, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because when Ryan touches you.
No, when he touches lightweights, see, he hasn't dropped real welterweights.
Okay, yep.
Is there even a real welterweight?
This detailed round-by-round and scorecard analysis from someone who survived welterweight wars demonstrates just how evenly matched this contest could prove to be. Legendary trainer Freddie Roach shared his expertise, expressing preference for Barrios while citing Ryan's recent vulnerabilities against Tank and Raleigh as concerning patterns rather than isolated incidents, suggesting these results revealed fundamental problems when Garcia faces elevated competition levels. Roach emphasized that Barrios holds legitimate world championship credentials at 147 pounds without weight class adjustments, making this his natural division where comfort and familiarity provide significant advantages that should prove decisive. Roach outlined tactical recommendations for Barrios, advocating early jab establishment, ring center control, and forcing Ryan to initiate action rather than chasing Garcia around the ring, preferring to tire Ryan out before launching second-half attacks.
My prediction is, may the best man win.
This strategic blueprint, from one of boxing's greatest trainers, has reinforced questions about Ryan's readiness for elite welterweight competition. Floyd Mayweather reportedly observed Ryan closely, and allegedly told associates that Garcia possesses necessary tools for victory, but questioned whether he maintains required discipline, referencing Ryan's historical consistency issues. Many interpret Mayweather's comments as addressing Garcia's tendency toward training camp distractions and social media controversies that divert focus from boxing preparation, suggesting mental approach could prove as important as physical capabilities. Andre Ward delivered characteristically honest assessment, predicting competitive Barrios decision victory, while acknowledging Ryan's undeniable talent, but distinguishing between raw ability and championship-level execution at welterweight, crediting Barrios with superior execution while describing Ryan as still developing those skills. Ward defined execution as consistently performing fundamental details across 12 complete rounds, including distance control, power shot setup, energy management, and defensive discipline, praising Barrios' natural proficiency in these areas while noting Ryan's ongoing inconsistency with basic fundamentals. For comprehensive coverage of breaking news, memorable moments, major events, and significant developments throughout the boxing world, subscribe to our channel and activate notifications to receive instant updates when we release premium content like this analysis. Until next time, stay tuned.